Another encore for you. Earlier, you met the Mississippi Valley Flywheelers in 1999. Well, we decided to follow up all these years later and see what they're up to. And wouldn't you know it, they're still around. So we traveled back to the future for another visit. If you're a fan of old school technology, you'd feel right at home at the biannual Flywheel Festival in Houston, Mississippi. The Mississippi Valley Flywheelers have been showing off their collections for over 40 years. Farmweek's been here before, but over the years, the show's focus has changed from just flywheel engines to a celebration of all things vintage, and they're happy for you to come and see for yourself. Mr. Harry Collins is the current president of the organization.
This is our 43rd year to have the Flywheel Festival. This is our fall show. We have two shows, one in the spring, the last full weekend in April, and then in September, it's the last full weekend in September. And this will be our 43rd year. They started, I believe it was in Grenada, and after a few years, the mayor of Houston and another gentleman moved it to Houston, and it's been here ever since. We have a big time. It started out basically as an engine show. The single miss engines that they use to pump the water and do different things. That's what we started out with. We have a large engine too that we crank in the spring. And but it's just brings back old memories of getting to talk about how you did the older people, and then the young people sort of need to see some of this to see how everything was manual. It was hands-on back in the 20s and 30s, and even up into the 40s. But it's sort of progressed into a tractor show now, but they still have a few engines left.
Festivals like this don't stick around easily, and there's serious coordination involved. It takes community support to make it happen. Kirby Dindy's the vice chair of the Chickasaw Development Foundation, and they're the organization responsible for ensuring the Flywheel Festival keeps going strong.
The Chickasaw Development Foundation is the organizational side of the Flywheel Festival. We are proud to help present the 43rd Fall Flywheel Festival. The City of Houston, the Pilot Club, the Chickasaw Heritage Museum, and of course our foundation, along with the Flywheelers, the most important part, all come together to organize. And our job is to make sure there's meetings, there's publications, there's plenty of publicity out there, and just really to help get the word out and make sure we're all talking to each other to make sure the flow goes well. The main part of the festival is, of course, the tractor exhibits and the engines, but the CDF's part is just to make sure everyone knows where to be, when to be here, and how to get here. I've learned a lot over the past few years. I've learned to drive a tractor. I have shot an anvil, a cannon, and toured the museum many times, and I will say I now know what a flywheel is, and I'm super excited about living here my whole life and being involved in this group. They're a dedicated group, and they have a lot of fun. I guess my favorite part is just watching everybody come together as a community, watching the kids come over after school, just really enjoying themselves, and the food is really good as well.
It's a natural progression for a festival like this to widen its focus. In doing so, has attracted younger enthusiasts curious about the history and lifestyles of past generations. An example of that is Christian Bryant, who took up blacksmithing as a way to express his creative energy and honor one of the oldest trades.
Well, I just love history to start off, and the anvil that I use, but this is not my main anvil. I use my great-great-grandfather's anvil. And it had always sat in the old family barn, and I'd always looked at it. And of course, I watched Forged in Fire. I said, that's pretty cool. And I saw a certain guy on there who had a homemade forge. And I said, if he can do this, I can do it. So I just started playing around, and I figured out this is actually something I really enjoy. I could get into this. And at the time, I was leaving skateboarding, so I needed something to lean into to be creative, and I found blacksmithing. I haven't been forging but for the past three years, but I've been coming to this festival since 2014. There are flywheels, and then there are people who make ice cream the old-timey way. There are people that have, honey, and it's becoming about people hand-making things the old way, as well as preserving history.
If you decide to visit this festival next time it comes around, you're sure to see something you never knew existed, along with folks who not only are excited to see you there, but welcome you with open arms and invite you into their passion. the preservation of the past.
I like the old stuff. I like old things. I enjoy that. I enjoy preserving them and showing them around and, you know, letting people see them. And it's just amazing. All walks of life, all different types of people walking and visiting with one another, and people that hadn't seen each other, you know, for years and years meet up during the Flywheel Festival, and just seeing the stuff, the items that are there and talking about them. It's not really just one thing. It's just amazing to me. It's just, I think it's the people and the Houston. This is just down home Mississippi, America, right here. It's the way it used to be. You know, just good times. But it's your hometown.
A reminder, the next festival begins sometime in April 2026. If you want to keep up with the Flywheelers, head to Facebook and just search for Mississippi Valley Flywheelers.